downtown or you're scrolling on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, and you're trying to figure out how do these people get what they have and how can they afford to have the things that they have. And it doesn't make any sense because she's just a nurse or he's just an attorney or he just works at a plant or whatever the thing that may be going through your head, or the wife doesn't work and she's just a housewife, and how do they afford all these things, and you just wonder. And so one thing I know for a fact is that real estate is one of the things that people invest in that allows them to be able to afford these decent lifestyles. And so for example, I wanted to come on and let you know one of my personal stories that I know that I benefited from. I once had a Cadillac Escalade in 2021. I had a Cadillac Escalade, and if you go look it up, they're like between like 80 to like 130 or whatever for the regular ones. The V's cost like 150 and up, but the one that I purchased was like 125. So my note was pretty hefty. Let's say like $1,600 hefty. And so I owned a property in a double, a property that has two sides to it, in a decent part of town. And so I owned that double, and one side of it was nicer than the other side. The other side was nice too, but the other one side was nicer, and it was 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. The other side was 2 bedroom, 2 bath. And I had the opportunity to be able to rent one side to FEMA. A storm had hit in the area and they needed places to put people. And so that one side, that was the nicer side, I was able to get $3,300 a month in rent. So I purchased that property. I rented out one side for $3,300 a month to FEMA. And that check came just like a Section 8 check. It came faithfully every month. So $3,300 on that side. The other side was a cash paying tenant, and that tenant paid me $1,300 a month. So I was gaining $4,600 a month from that particular property. My mortgage payment, if I remember correctly, was like 24 to $2,500 a month. And then also my car payment, like I said, well, the mortgage payment was like, just say 2,500. I'm gonna just throw out an even number. But the mortgage payment was that. I took the difference, which was my car payment and my car insurance. So I was able to pay my mortgage payment, my car payment, my car insurance, and I still had $100 left over per month. So imagine that's one property. So imagine having multiple properties, being able to, now, mind you, the FEMA incident was an isolated incident. I had two properties with the FEMA prom product program. I'm sorry, and so and that other property that I had, I paid 85 for it, 85,000 for it. And I spent maybe $20,000-$25,000 renovating it, bringing it back to life. Rented it to FEMA for $1,900 a month, and my mortgage payment was only $700 a month. So when you talk about real estate and what it can do for you and the things that the doors that it can open, it doesn't just mean that you should just buy a house and live in a house. You have to think further than that. That's your roof over your head, but you have to think generational wealth or financial freedom. And so with the financial freedom piece of it, it's just like, yes, you can have those nice things. And I love a nice car. I am a sucker for a nice car. And so with that being said, you have to think that in order for me to sustain this lifestyle, I have to sacrifice in this area. And so buy the first house, live in the first house, get a home equity line of credit, buy another house, and to get to that, because when you buy the second one, you're going to need a 20% down. So you buy the second house, you put a tenant in there, and then you eventually pull the equity out of that house and buy another house. And then that's the cycle that starts this generational wealth. This allows you to be able to own the fancy cars. That's my weakness. Doesn't mean you have to do that. You don't have to do that. People go on nice vacations with this money. You could put up your kids' college fund if that's what you decide to do. Anything that you want to do to be able to build the financial freedom piece and build generational wealth, that is the route that I would suggest, is that you invest in real estate. Start where you can. Do not think that you need to buy the biggest and the best. Start where you can and then build from there, because at the end of the day, it is about working smarter, not harder. So, anyway, every time you see, so well, not every time, most of the time you see your landlord, or you may not see your landlord, but if you see these people that's doing a lot of things that you're like, huh. But anytime you write that check to your landlord, I want you to think about this. You're financing their future. You're financing their vacation. You're financing their kids' vehicles, their nice purses, their nice earrings, if they braces, whatever it is. You're financing that every time you pay that landlord that rent. So, like I said, my thing is change the mind frame, change the mindset. You become the landlord and not the tenant, and watch things flourish. All right. Follow me for some more tips. I'll see you soon. Have a great day.